Jing Liu is coming! Yes, Jing Liu is finally coming to the game, and well, we have to start preparing for her, am I right? So in this video, we are going to be covering some of the major stuff that you need to know when you're building your Jing Liu, like how much materials that you need, which skills and traces should you prioritize, the gear sets and stats that would work on her, Lightcones, the potential team comps, and some of the extra details that you might want to know. So before we go into the materials needed to build her, I want to talk about her kit real quick. So Jing Liu is a 5-star ice DPS following the path of destruction. Her kit mostly consists of AoE attacks, but she does have single target attacks as well. But you don't really want that, to be honest. She has the ability to go into an enhanced state if she has 2 stacks of syzygy, this stack right here. And in this state, she'll deal more damage toward the enemies by consuming a small portion of your allies' HP, plus all of her attacks become AoE damage, like Blade with his skill essentially. For the materials needed to build her, you'll need approximately 3.8 million credits, and this. Yeah, it is a decent amount, but if you commit all your energy for farming the materials, I would say you can build her in like a couple of weeks. Keep in mind though that this amount doesn't include Lightcone materials, so yeah. So for the essential materials, you can get these ice thingy by farming this stage right here, which gives you around 5 pieces per turn on max difficulty. And you can use the assignment menu plus the synthesize menu to get the tweaks needed. For leveling up, you can farm the golden calyx and doing some memories of chaos, since those stages will give you a pretty decent amount of XP bucks. Plus jades from MOC. You know, just in case. For the traces, you can farm this Crimson Calyx for the blades, the simulated universe, and grinding the battle pass for the tracks of destiny, and this little piece of shit.
What did he say?
But in all seriousness though, you can get the Okima by clearing this boss right here, but boy, this boss is really annoying. For the skill priorities, try prioritizing the talent first, since that's where most of your damage came from. With each upgrade, the max amount of attack boost from consuming your allies' HP will increase, therefore, more damage. Plus, the higher the passive, the more crit rate you'll get when Jing Liu is in her enhanced state. So that's just more reason to prioritize her talent. After upgrading her talent, then you would probably want to upgrade her skills and ultimate ability to increase her damage even more. For the traces, prioritize Frost Rain, which unlocks at Ascension 6, and this trace will boost her ult damage. After that, the Sword Champion trace, which unlocks at Ascension 4, and with this trace, her moves will be advanced forward after using her skill. And finally, the Death Realm trace, which unlocks at Ascension 2, and this one increase effect risk. Next up, we have the relic sets and the stats that will probably be good on her. Looking at her kit, I would say the 4-piece Hunter of Glacial set will be the best on her, since this set will boost her ice damage and crit damage after ulting. And to be fair, you definitely want her to ult all the time. Other sets that I can think of that might be good on her is the Musketeer set, which boosts her attack stat and speed, since Jing Liu scales with attack, and this set is pretty much decent for DPS in general. You can also try combining the 2 sets, making it a 2-piece Hunter of Glacial and Musketeer set for that attack boost and ice damage boost. For her Planter Ornament set, I would say her best set is the Rutilian Arena, since this set will boost her crit rate by default, and when her crit rate reaches 70%, she'll gain an extra 20% damage boost for her basic attack and skill, which is big, since in her enhanced state, she'll only be dealing skill attacks. Besides this set, the Space Sailing Station set is probably the next best thing though for now, since this set will boost her attack stat, and if she has enough speed, she'll get more attack boost. For the main stats, I would say she pretty much needs the same main stat as most DPS, which are crit rate or crit damage main stat for the body piece, attack percentage for the boots, ice damage boost for the orbs, and attack boost for the robes. For the substats, try prioritizing the crit rate until she reaches 30 to 40%, since her passive will increase her crit rate by a lot. So you don't really need that much crit rate to make her deal big damage consistently. Then try to get as many crit damage and attack percentage as you can to maximize her damage. The speed substats are welcome as well, but you don't really need that much though, since the traces already provide you with some stats. Well, there might be a much more optimal build for her through testing in the future, but I think that these stats and substats are the best for her in general. For the Lightcones, I would say her own Lightcone will definitely be the best for her. From the leaks available online, her Lightcone will boost crit damage and you'll gain stacks every time your other unit loses HP, where these stacks will boost your damage plus can actually give you an extra attack when it reaches max stacks, which is 3. By the way, all the links and source that I use in this video are in the description below, so you guys can check it out yourself after watching the video. The other 5-star option that I can think of and will be good for Jing Liu is the Donhung's Lightcone and the Herda Lightcone, since the Donhung's Lightcone can boost crit rate and also increase attack stats when doing basic attacks, and the Herda Lightcone will also boost attack stats when you attack an enemy, which is pretty decent for destruction units in general. For the 4-star options that I think will be good for her are Under the Blue Sky Lightcone and the Moles Welcomes You Lightcone. But I think you're better off getting the Herda Destruction Lightcone since the base stats are just better than the 4-star Lightcones, plus the passive are just better in general. So, time to farm Simulated Universe, boys. For team comp, I think the usual DPS buffer healer defensive unit comp will be really good for her, since this is pretty much just the standard balanced team comp that has good survivability and damage output. An extra note when building a team for Jing Liu is try to have 1 or 2 characters that have high HP, since the more HP she consumes, the more damage she deals. In this case, I think Fu Xuan will be a solid option, since she has high HP stats and can also temporarily boost HP of your other allies. Another team that I think will be good is the Mono Ice team. And yes, this team doesn't have healers.
I don't like where this is going.
For the Mono Ice team to work, you need to have a really well built Japard, since his ultimate will essentially be the healer of your team by giving your other units shield that will just fill up the HP bar. Other units that are needed are Silverwolf and Pila. In this team, Silverwolf will be giving enemies the ice weakness plus debuffs, and Pila will be reducing the enemy's defense using her ultimate, making Jing Liu's attack much more deadlier. Well, in the future, the builds and team comp might change due to people discovering new metas and new units arriving, but hopefully this guide can help you in a way or two. Also, let me know what your thoughts on Jing Liu and what topics should I cover next down in the description below. If you find this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!